in this episode, we are going to talk about user retention and sustainability for the DeFi projects. We talked about the short-term users and genuine users, ideas or strategy for user retention, and what are the challenges or opportunities in sustainability right now for the DeFi project. And you can say what is the gap in DeFi marketing to capture the social media. GM. Welcome to the Future Finance Freedom podcast, where you get to know about Web3 and cryptos, how the internet and financial system is getting transformed. And here we try to break it in a simplified way so that you can make your way in this new wave of internet. And I'm Rashi, your podcast host, back with our another special guest, Shawn. And in this episode, we are going to talk about user retention and sustainability for the DeFi projects. So Shawn is the Chief Marketing Officer at NexterDotFi. So welcome, Shawn. How are you doing today?
Hey Rashi, thanks for inviting me for the podcast. I'm doing great. How about you?
Yeah, doing good, Shawn. Amazing.
Awesome.
And guys, Shawn is one of my early friend from LinkedIn. When I started my Web3 journey, I used to take his help in the earlier days. So I'm very excited to know about his journey. So please introduce yourself and a little bit about your background.
Sure. So I got into crypto like back in 2019, where I started trading like on WazirX and Binance and all that stuff. But later down the line in 2021, when I just finished my bachelor's in commerce, so I realized, I needed a job. I need to do something, right? So that's where I
Definitely.
got into LinkedIn. So I
Mm-hmm.
researched a lot about LinkedIn, how LinkedIn works, how LinkedIn marketing works, like a profile building and all that, personal
Mm-hmm.
brand. So then I started posting on LinkedIn, where I was consistent for a long time, about I think 6 to 7 months. So through that, I ended up getting a lot of freelance writing gigs, and through that I got the opportunity to work with CoinSwitch, Cooper, and other a few DeFi and NFT projects. So basically, that was all about writing, like SEO, content writing, copywriting, and all that stuff. And later in 2021, like during the end of 2021, I got this opportunity to work at Odds Finance. So Odds Finance was basically a option trading protocol, still option trading protocol. So
Mm-hmm.
there I got in as a proper content lead, where I headed content like be it social media, blogs, etc., and all that. And after that, in 2022 June, we started Nexter Finance, the team behind Odds, which is now like two different
Okay,
teams. So
okay,
we
great,
started
great.
Nexter Finance. So Nexter Finance is basically a prediction protocol. So you come, you
Mm-hmm.
bet, and you win, right? So yeah, on Nexter Finance is where I transitioned from a proper content writer or a content lead to a proper marketing lead, right? So on Nexter, yes, it was more about marketing strategies, community strategies, and all that. So yes, currently I am at Nexter doing my marketing thing, and also at Odds doing content plus marketing. So yeah, that is.
Great. Yeah, like this is really amazing. And guys, Shawn is a very good content writer. Like when I started, as I mentioned, like I used to learn from his content, like how these things are moving, and he really simplifies the technical jargons and all that. So like you can learn from his content and from his journey. It's really inspiring for me personally. So Shawn, like we as move forward, there's a like trend that I used to do in the podcast. So
Okay.
we'll do a 5 to 6 rapid fire questions. It's just going to take 2 minutes. So you have to choose one either of the two options. So ready?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So what would you choose out of BTC or ETH?
I would go for ETH.
Great. And what about NFTs or altcoins?
Altcoins. Yes. DeFi.
Great. So are you trader or investor?
Trading is my thing.
Great. So FOMO or JOMO? JOMO is joy of missing out.
FOMO, more
FOMO.
relatable.
Nice. Low cap jams or meme coins?
Low cap gems.
Great, great, interesting. So, like, let's start it.
Sure.
What would you say to the listeners about what is NexterDotFi and how they are building and services they provide, and your core journey as a chief marketing officer as a NexterDotFi? So, maybe for the listeners, please.
Sure, sure. So to talk about Nexter, we are basically, Nexter is a no loss prediction protocol. So we offer three products. One is the binary option product, second is the prediction vaults, and third is the real world event predictions. So these three offerings we have, primarily bought under two models. So one is the classic model, and second is the no loss model. So the no loss model is where, we have derived the no loss prediction market, right? So with
Oh.
classic model, what happens is you predict with your crypto, and if you lose your crypto entirely, and if you win extra crypto, right? So that is that. And when it comes to the no loss model, what we have done is you deposit crypto into the no loss account that we have, and instead you receive game tokens. So these game tokens are like unlimited kind of tokens. So if you win, you'll win more game tokens, and you can then convert these game tokens back to crypto, and yeah, you have that extra crypto that you won. But if you lose, you only lose your game tokens. The crypto that you have invested in the no loss pool or the no loss account is not affected at all. So that is what primarily differentiates us as a prediction market. And with the product offerings, as I said, we have binary options, prediction vaults, and real world event predictions. So binary options are basically 5 minute predictions. So for 5 minutes, you have to predict like whether the price of the asset will go up or go down. So based on that, you win the pool. Secondly, the real world event predictions, where you predict on various real world events like sports, crypto events,
Nice.
or any other popular gambling events that are there on the market, right? But with prediction vaults, what happens is, again, you deposit your crypto, and these vaults run algorithmic strategies where basically it predicts on itself, and for you it will give you a fixed return over the period of time. So that is about Nexter.
Nice, nice. So, like, all these products are live on the mainnet, and or is it on testnet?
Yes, it is live on mainnet, only on Polygon for now, but yeah, we are soon
Okay.
going to release it on the other chains. Sorry. Sure.
Okay, okay, nice. So, like, what about your role at the Nexter.DeFi? Like, you are leading the marketing overall for
Yes.
Nexter, like chief marketing officer. So, how does your role looks like in the marketing and community side? Maybe brief about that.
Yeah. So when Nexter started like back in June 2022, so that is where I transitioned, right? So I did not have much clue like what happens in the marketing, although I had like few campaign ideas and all that. But what actually gave me confidence was a team that kind of helped us in the marketing initially. So these were some of the top guys that are like already in the other project. So they kind of helped me understand like from top to bottom how marketing works, which included community campaigns or content or social media, etc., in terms of SEO,
Nice.
SMM, and all that stuff, advertising and all that. So my role at Nexter currently, and how it has been, is basically creating marketing strategies during any big events, or even for small events. Say we are launching on a new chain, or we are giving a V2 upgrade or a V3 upgrade, where we are completely changing the UI, or bringing in new features or products, right? So creating strategies for this, which includes pre-launch strategies, the launch strategy, as well as the post launch strategy. So this will obviously include campaigns, partnership campaigns, uh, content, etc. So that is what my role at Nexter looks like, basically.
Nice, nice. So, like, as you mentioned about the Nexter product, like
Yes.
you mentioned, like when there's any loss, kind of loss, so you lose only that particular token, and when
Yes,
you make the profits, you gain extra tokens.
exactly. So it's a
So
win-win.
maybe, win-win situation for the user who is depositing that
Yes,
their.
exactly.
Nice, nice. So this is a good point. So, Shawn, as you started your journey into Web3 as a content writer, especially educating, and especially you started on LinkedIn and now leading the marketing at Nexter. So, did you feel the gap that crypto or DeFi projects are running most of their marketing on maybe few platforms like just Twitter or building community on Discord? Like Twitter is a main platform that every
Exactly.
project considers, and like every project is missing out on other socials. So should they focus on other platforms as well to onboard and retain users? And what can be their strategy for this, for covering, capturing other socials as well?
Yes, so from my experience, like what I have understood personally is it depends. The channels,
Mm-hmm.
like the social channels or the content channels that we use, depends on each and every project. So, for example, a project like Nexter, say because we are just startup and we have just started. So, I think for us, the concept of SEO or social media marketing, like the running ads on Google or be it like on other social media, doesn't work much. So for us it has been mostly Twitter and a few third party campaign tools like Layer 3, Galaxy, and stuff like that. But then again, when I was writing for like top tier projects like CoinSwitch Kuber or be it other projects that have written through agencies. So for these top tier projects, I think SEO has worked very well because for them, since they already have a fixed user base, kind of a good infrastructure already running, I think SEO has helped them a lot. So I think, yeah, my opinion here would be it depends on the projects. For initial Web3, completely Web3 focused projects, I think they've done like pretty good on Twitter only. So for them, Twitter is everything, the memes or making fun or whatever it is. And yes, for established projects, definitely they have to explore blog writing or SEO, SMM, even Instagram or other social channels that are currently out there. But yes, again, yeah, it depends on the type of project or the focus that they have towards bringing in their audience.
Yeah, so like this is a good point. Like it depends on project to project. So
Yes.
like what I feel is like when you miss out on any social media, like your competitor might grab the audience from that particular platform. So like this was my question, for this reason only. So like capturing most of the social media helps in a long way for product discovery and you can say customer acquisition. Like also medium blogs and YouTube are the two main platforms that gives the greater shelf life, because when you make a post on Twitter, it might not work that well after maybe 6 months or 12 months down
Yes.
the line. But as YouTube is much more, you can say lucrative, because it has 4x or 5x amount of people, and videos are timeless and blogs are timeless, so it's an
Yes.
effective search engine, so good content get tracked case on Twitter. This is what I feel. So every project should at least minimize their efforts for blogs or video kind of thing. So
Yes,
like
definitely. I think I agree on that as well.
hmm, hmm,
They should try their best on all the platforms that are available. I think it
hmm,
then depends on analytics. Like if your analytics is working, it's in favor for you, and
hmm,
definitely
hmm.
pile up on that and capitalize on that. But if it doesn't, and then maybe you have to reconsider your decision and maybe tweak here a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like so projects are, you can say, innovating the strategies as for their product market fit and grabbing the user. So this is how it works, and this is also good way I feel. So like
Yes.
most of the protocols right now are in the airdrop, or you can say giveaway hype. So what do you suggest on this, or how would you differentiate between short term hype driven users and those who are genuinely interested in the platform for the longer term?
Yeah, so I think initially when the DeFi hype and the NFT hype was there, I think most of the projects made their community or the community members through these airdrops and
Mm-hmm.
giveaways. And now I think the sentiment has like completely changed. Like if you see in crypto Twitter on Twitter or X now, uh,
Mm-hmm.
airdrops are kind of a bad thing only. Like they have a negative outlook now.
Yeah,
So I think
definitely.
the only way to differentiate long term and the short term hype and the users is, I think it again depends on the type of product that they have. If the product is solid, if it is able to bring in partnerships, maybe through integrations or not strategic partnerships, but like proper partnerships where you have proper integrations, right? And a few BD here and there, and influencer marketing not in terms of pumping your token or doing the
Hmm.
pump and dump thing, but a proper kind of exposure or putting the word out. So that is, I think, should be the more focus and what brings long term users. And another most important thing for genuine users to come is if there is something of value in that particular product, right? So I'm taking the example of Nexter. I think what value we provide is basically you come, you bet, and you win.
Hmm.
So that winning
Hmm.
parts never stops. So you already you every time have a chance of winning. You
Right,
can lose
right.
also, but you can still win, right? Like 50% chance you still have it. So users, we have that daily active users that keep coming because they know that, okay, 50% chance is there that I'll win. But coming to big DeFi protocols, initially they offer good APY. So that is why people come, okay, I'll farm something, I'll stake something, I'll get that APY. But then over time, it depreciates and it goes like
Hmm.
below 0% also, 0 point whatever, 0.00%. So I think again that kind of demotivates users and stuff. And coming to airdrop and giveaway, I think, yeah, it was working good, but now I think you should reconsider how you do the giveaway or the airdrop. Maybe you should give the airdrop and giveaway to the users who actually interact with you in a long term,
Hmm.
the product. And short term guys, they will be there everywhere, so kind of ignore them.
Bounty hunters, airdrop
Exactly.
hunters.
Exactly.
So like you like started the point of influencers. So like
Yes.
influencers point is like very much relevant, like they promote the project maybe for sometimes just shilling the tokens or something. But there's
Yes.
also good side of them, like there are very well good writers on Twitter, like threados we call them. So
Yes.
they analyze the projects and what are the future plans. So that's how we can you can say build out the strategy if we have to be contributing or investing in that project. So like this is a good source to evaluate any project and see what they are doing, because they try to, you can say, educate the user in the simplest way about the protocol that is getting built. Right.
Exactly. I think I agree with you on this. The threaders, they are actually the genuine
Hmm.
guys who actually write their opinion on protocols and, yeah, give
Yeah.
their side of things. Definitely.
Yeah, so like user gets an idea like if this resonates with us and are we good to continue contributing and investing with the project. So
Exactly.
like as DeFi continues to evolve, what ideas or you can say strategies can actually work for retention of the users? Because as we discussed, like airdrop or maybe giveaways grab users for the short term, we don't get the retention of the user. So what are the ideas or strategies that can work?
Yeah, so initially this was the question for us at Nexter. And even
Hmm.
today we have that same question we ask like every day so that we have users retained, right? So what has worked for us is basically, experimenting a lot,
Hmm.
experimenting, pushing content on different channels, maybe, or exploring different third party campaign tools so that we can bring in users. And what has resulted after all of this is we get users, retained users from everywhere, a little bit, but they totally accumulate, and then we have a bunch of users who are actually active on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, right? So I think the first thing would be, for good user retention, is your product UI and UX. The user experience should be
Definitely.
super smooth. The UI should be very easy to understand, so that it's just few clicks and you deposit or you earn or to do whatever it is, right? And second important thing is partnerships in terms of integrations. You need to have like solid people partnering with you or integrate with you or backing you,
Hmm. Hmm.
because
Exactly.
their users will also kind of be interested in
Hmm.
exploring
Hmm.
your protocol or our protocol, right? And thirdly is consistently running campaigns or not airdrops, I would say, but
Mhm.
campaigns that kind of give out rewards, right? So this will keep the fueling the, what you say, the community that is coming from through partnerships or through the general marketing that we do.
Hmm.
And lastly, I would say, yeah, definitely focus on the content part, the SEO thing, which should keep going. It is long term, but definitely it is, worth the effort that you put in. So I think,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
that is pretty
So
much.
yeah, like as you mentioned about running the campaign, so like what I feel is like this is more about giving the rewards or maybe paying to the real contributors that we have in the community. Like for suppose we are running a content writing campaign or maybe video campaign, so rewarding the true contributors is the point, so that can be a good way to retain the users, right?
Yes, correct. And I would like to also add like two more points. So another
Hmm.
thing, what protocols can do is maybe not consider their competitors as competitors, but
Hmm.
as a part of
Collaborators.
yeah, collaborators, maybe like a family. And because
Hmm.
since DeFi particularly works on this narratives thing, so I think the competitors or the collaborators that we are now
Mhm.
should come together and do the push the narrative of maybe
Right, right.
whatever that topic or particular thing is. And I also think the particular chain or the chain that were integrated should also come forward and give these
Hmm.
projects the front face into their user base. So I think that way kind of we can definitely bring in proper organic users who are actually kind of interested in the protocol.
Right, right, right. So like yeah, this collaborator point is really good. Like we have to build a good infrastructure. So maybe looking out as a competitor want give a good infrastructure for every one of us. So maybe
Yes,
like we can collaborate and then innovate, like providing the best product for the users.
exactly, you're right.
Right. Right. So, like long term user retention or sustainability is still a challenge in DeFi right now. So, what do you see the greatest challenge, or you can say opportunity for retention or sustainability in the space? And how does Dexter plan to address these challenges?
Yeah, so I think the challenges are primarily because of the uh, underlying risks of cryptocurrencies
Hmm.
itself. So, say for example, some user is happily trading on Nexter using X token,
Hmm.
and then suddenly, because of some bad news from the US, the X token devalues very bad. So it's not the fault of Nexter, right? So it's fault of, I don't know what, the market, the sentiment itself. So the underlying idea of crypto, I think, is still same: pump, dump,
Hmm.
meme coins, altcoins. So I think we should stop that and maybe focus more on, okay, we'll accumulate this and we'll hold on for this and we'll strategize, the exit strategy as well. So it should be kind of more of managing the risk that comes with the whole crypto thing as well. So this is the primary challenge, I think. Other all challenges come under this particular challenge, so nothing much on that. And yes, looking at opportunities, I feel yeah, the UX UI part, user, they should definitely work on this, and on
Hmm.
partnerships, again on integrations. And yeah, as I said, the narrative part, you should definitely focus on the narrative part, work with your competitors. Yeah, if they not all competitors will be
Hmm.
very friendly, right? So maybe we have to
Definitely.
come out with a way where it benefits them as well as us. So yeah, that is that for me.
Yeah, so like challenge is like I also feel like this is the market sentiment that
Yes,
like users feel disinterested maybe in using particular product or so
correct,
like that definitely takes time as this is getting new industry getting built, so market
exactly,
sentiments are not in one particular hand, it's overall industry that we have to improve. So
correct,
yeah, like
exactly.
apart from these like partnerships or maybe like you can say community contributions or like maybe collaboration with the competitors or you can say what other strategies, so what other factors can role play in user retention, maybe providing better infra, cross-chain swaps, or interoperability, or maybe user risk or safety. So, what do you think? What other factors can scale for the retention?
Yes, as you said, definitely it again depends on the type of project. I think,
Hmm.
as you said, yeah, cross-chain interoperability will work definitely for projects like bridges or
Hmm.
anything that has to do with communication, right? So A to B. So for them, definitely this will be a biggest game changer. And for B2C kind of protocols, I think it should be, I would say, more of bringing that value within the product itself, making it more organic than
Hmm.
token focused or airdrop or giveaway focused. Or maybe it is also possible that you design your token airdrop in such a
Hmm.
way where only the genuine long term contributors of the protocol are rewarded fairly.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, it primarily revolves around the token, the risk that is there like within
Hmm.
the crypto market, as well as cross chain interoperability, and yeah, stuff like that. It's mostly around that. All that combined together will definitely bring in the right users to the platform.
Yeah. So, like, as you mentioned about the token airdrop part, so like I feel like token economics is also a great part when a product or project is right developing their roadmap or the strategies,
Yes,
because most of the tokens don't have utility that we have in the market. Like every day, even the project is just on the testnet V1, they launch their token, and I'm not getting the point of launching the token when you are on the testnet. So,
exactly.
like, when you plan to launch a token, so there must be a utility so that users or holders can uh, find it interesting to invest in that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I totally agree with that, and I also think the timing is also important. You
Hmm.
just don't simply launch a token in the bear market or things like that.
Right.
Maybe you should look for a good bull market thing that is coming up,
Hmm.
and then launch a token alongside a few other strategies like partnering with centralized exchanges and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like market conditions definitely play a big role in
Yes.
everything, like be it launching or be it scaling the project or making it revenue. So
Yes.
market
Totally.
conditions definitely work.
Totally. Totally.
So so yeah, like what would be your last piece of advice for the listeners, or where they can connect with you?
Yeah, I think my advice for all the listeners is it's high time now. I think we have already kind of innovating and bringing like top tier projects or products into the market. So users have to experiment. They have to experiment like every bit of everything, which is DeFi or NFTs or metaverse or anything that is there out, right? So that is the only way I think you will understand this industry totally. There are no like other proper options where you can actually experience DeFi,
Hmm.
and then you call you as a DeFi whatever uh,
Right, right.
tag you give. It's
Hmm.
all about experimenting, researching. I think research is kind of again neglected very much, simply because it's very complicated and you don't have the information easily available on the internet.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's mostly around research, innovation, partnerships, and also maybe attending a few events here and there just to show, oh, I know I'm
Right,
going
right.
there and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Yes, yeah, it's all about experiment, learning, education, and making money eventually. That is that.
So yeah, like we have already sustained 2 years of this bear market. Like 2022 was the horrible, and
Yeah,
2023
yes,
was a little bit kind of boring. So we have already sustained almost 2 years. So like we can expect good sentiments in the market. So I would say like nobody should leave the space right now who has been into the space for 2 years. So this is a good time to scale, or maybe you can come in the space also if you are looking to start in the crypto
exactly.
industry. So like where they can follow you, maybe you can mention your socials if they want to connect with you. I'll definitely link in the description, but you
Sure.
can
Yeah.
also tell them.
Yeah, you guys can easily connect me on like LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn profile is Shawn Pereira, and on Twitter it's 0x Shawn NGMI. So 0x Shawn NGMI. You can also find me on Insta. But yeah, I am not
Mhm.
kind of active now because of the work and stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
previously it was good. Yeah.
Great, great. So, in this episode, we talked about the short term users and genuine users, ideas or strategy for user retention, and what are the challenges or opportunities in sustainability right now for the DeFi project. And you can say, what is the gap in DeFi marketing to capture the social media? So, Shawn, it was pleasure talking to you, and thanks for making the time.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I think you have come a long way since our initial intro on
Yeah,
LinkedIn. Definitely,
yeah, yeah.
congratulations to that. Firstly,
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, like you were really helpful to me. Like you and Himanshu were the two guys I used to always ping for any of my doubts. So you both
okay.
have been very helpful to me. It's really great of you.
No worries, no worries. Anytime for anybody into
Yeah,
Web3.
thank you, thank you. So
Thank
yeah, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel.